Namaskar and welcome back to the Saffron Box. I'm Yamini Sharma and today I'll talk about how do you identify a weak Mercury in your chart without opening your chart, without the help of your horoscope, just by looking at the symptoms in your life. How do you figure out if Mercury is weak and what can be done to strengthen the Mercury as well? Remember, Mercury is a very important planet. Not that others aren't. Each and every planet is important. Each and every planet is like, the various organs in our body. So no organ is more important than the other. Your eyes are equally important as your ears, right? So we can never say that one, part is more important, has more weightage than the others. Similarly, when we look at the planets, all planets have certain duties assigned to them. They represent certain things. They are the karkas of certain things. And together, when all the planets are working in harmony is when you actually lead a harmonious life. And Mercury, which is the topic of discussion today. Mercury is a very important planet because it deals with our communication, our speech, how do we come across, our logic, the learning ability which we have, the reasoning ability, the decision making which we do. So they are very important things which come under the jurisdiction, or rather they are Mercury's responsibilities. If you talk about the human body also, then Mercury rules over the skin. Skin is the largest organ, it covers the entire body, right? So Mercury rules over the skin, it rules over the nerves which are running through our body. So it has a very important role to play, and today I'll talk about the symptoms of a weak Mercury. At this note, let me remind you, if you haven't subscribed till now, do remember to hit the subscribe button, and if you have been liking my videos, which I have been putting out constantly, do remember to hit the like button as well if you've liked the video. And don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section if things resonate with you. If you have some comments, if you feel like sharing something, please do share it in the comment section as well. So the first symptom, and the very apparent, very easy symptom to identify a weak Mercury, is communication problems, right? So if one has problem in communication, and what do I mean by this? If somebody has incoherent speech, right? So what do they say? People do not understand. If they are stammering or their speech delays, some kind of problem in the speech, in the way the words come out of your mouth and how they sound to others. If these kind of problems are there, that means Mercury is weak in the birth chart. If one has problems in expressing themselves, right? So wrong things come out at the wrong time. So if you're thinking something else, but by the time the words come out, it doesn't make sense, or you tend to say the wrong things at the wrong time. You may also have a problem with lying. Now this will happen if Mercury is severely damaged, or it is with a lot of malefic planets, especially in the second house though. But constant lying, unnecessary lying, or we can say impulsive lying, is also a symptom of a weak Mercury. Then if there are problems with retaining what you learn, right? So there could be problems with memory, so poor memory, or difficulty in understanding numbers or equations, or basic data which comes up. Now I am not saying that everybody is a mathematician or everybody is a financial analyst, but some basic level stuff which is expected out of you. So even if you are a graduate, even if you've just finished class 12th, there are certain basic numbers, graphs, equations, basic calculation which everybody would be aware of. But if one has problems doing these things also, then it shows that Mercury is weak in their horoscope. There could also be problems with academic performance. So usually I have seen in my consultations when parents consult about their children, the child is not able to concentrate and focus and study, etc. Usually there is a weakness in the planet Mercury. Okay, now coming to the next symptom. if you have problems in decision making. Now, how do you make a decision? Decision making comes in the end when you have understood what is right there in front of you, when you've understood the situation, when you've understood the pros and cons, and then factoring in everything, you arrive at a decision, right? So, and all this, the entire process of understanding a situation, weighing the pros and cons, Mercury helps out in all this. And if Mercury is weak, you will not be able to process the entire information and come to a decision. So if you see someone with very poor decision making or making very impulsive decisions without giving it too much of a thought, that also shows a weak Mercury. Such people need a lot of guidance all the time. So you will not find them taking decisions independently. Even if it seems like a very simple decision, they'll fall back on their parents or they'll fall back on their spouse, even if it doesn't require it to be like that, right? So this also shows a weak Mercury. If the logic is weak, this is also part of the above point only. If the logic is weak, one is not able to logically deduce something, logically understand a situation, then also we can say that Mercury is weak. If you are not able to keep your paperwork in order, Mercury represents paperwork. All the documentation which you have, all the writing which is done, all the written documents, all the government related documents which we have come under Mercury. So if you have a constant problem with documentation, including your personal documentation, you tend to lose your certificates, or you tend to lose important documents around the house. You're not able to manage them properly, produce them at the right time. This also shows a weak Mercury. If you are not able to understand the business sense behind something, remember, Mercury is the planet of business. Mercury is the planet of trade and commerce. So if you're not able to get the sense of business out of something, it also shows a weak Mercury. Now, I'm not saying that everyone is a businessman or a businesswoman, but there's a basic flow behind each business, right? So if you're not able to get it, it is usually recommended that you don't get into any business, and it also shows a weak Mercury. If you have problems in understanding new languages, now take a situation that you're traveling to a new state or a new country and you're expected to learn some basic words or some basic sentences to go through, or to kind of make your stay easy in that state or country, but you're not able to get those basic words also right. I'm not asking for a foreign language expert, but even those basic words you're not able to process, retain and use at the right time, that also shows a weak Mercury. If your oratory skills are missing, or if you have a lot of stage fear, or if you're a poor communicator, you're not able to speak to a crowd or put yourself up at a dais and speak to people, that also shows a kind of neutral or weak Mercury. Now here, everyone is not going to be at the stage, everyone is not going to be an orator, but one can understand with the fact that if you have stage fright comes when one is not confident, number one, and one is not able to express their thoughts. You have not been able to string your thoughts together to express them. It puts together, this situation is called stage fright. Then if you are withdrawn socially, so you have problems in connecting with people, you are withdrawn socially, or you do not want to mingle around, you're more or less a loner and you have very, very few friends and you're critical about them all the time, this also shows a weak Mercury. A weak Mercury is also shown if you have problems in your relationship with your sisters, right? So if you have a sister and you have problems with maintaining a good relationship with them, it also shows a weak Mercury. If you have lack of curiosity, remember, Mercury is the prince of planet. It is taken as a young identity, right? Young entity. So if you have if you're not thinking like the young people are curious, they are exploring the world, they want to understand how things work around them, they want to experiment, they want new experiences as well. They are basically curious, right? But if you do not have any of these things, you do not feel curious, you are just uninterested in the new things around you, no enthusiasm at all, that also shows a weak Mercury. Then if your analytical skills are weak, because Mercury is the one, as I said, Mercury analyzes information. It looks at all the information and it analyzes it. It then comes to decision making. Analytical skills being weak also shows a weak Mercury. Now, looking at your body, looking at your overall health, how can you identify a weak Mercury? Number one, there'll be constant skin problems. So either there'll be patchy skin, or there'll be some or the other skin disease, some eruptions, discoloration. All these things may be a constant problem with you right from childhood. This shows a weak Mercury. Or if you're hypersensitive, if you go out in the sun, or there are autoimmune disorders, also shows a weak Mercury. If the nerves are also causing a problem, or you have some kind of nervous disorder, that also, or any disease which basically stems from the neurosystems, right? So that also indicates a weak Mercury. If you have brittle nails, right? Nails are brittle, hair are brittle, or if there are constant problems with your teeth, then also it indicates a weak Mercury. If your sense of smell isn't good, that also indicates a weak Mercury. So here I have indicated many points today where you can actually, you can go through this entire list, and even if say about 30-40% of the symptoms are also felt by you, then it indicates that you have a weak Mercury. And now what does one do? Okay, understood that Mercury is weak. So what does one do? These are very simple remedies, remember, because personal remedies are always given after the personalized reading or understanding of an individual's horoscope. But these remedies which I am talking about are easy to do, and you can do it without any hitch. First of all, whatever you plan to learn, or whatever you plan to absorb, retain in your memory, write it down. Remember, I told you, Mercury is about communication. So use the oral part as well as the written part. And this is especially good for children. If you find that a child has weak Mercury, then this is a very good remedy for them. Whatever they plan to learn, tell them to write it down as well. Because these days we see that a lot of children don't write. They hear a lot, they see a lot, but they don't write. So get them into the practice of writing as well. Then increase the green element around you. So have good green plants, indoor or outdoors. That again depends on your house setup. Indoor, outdoor plants, you should have some green element should be around you. If you are looking at enhancing Mercury of a young child, then let them have a small, a tabletop plant. Wherever they are studying, if they are on their study table, they should have a small plant which they can take care of. Keep the green element around them. Ask them to look after that small plant. It can be a small jade or a money plant, etc. Also, increase your consumption of green vegetables. Mercury represents a lot of green things, remember, if you would have understood. So increase your consumption of green vegetables. You can also take long walks on the green grass. So especially in the morning when you get up, one can walk barefoot on green grass for some time. This is also a very wonderful remedy for Mercury, right? So these were the few very easy to do things, easy remedies, easy symptoms which you can identify, and I've spoken about Mercury today. My next video will be about Venus. How do you identify a weak Venus, and what can you do to strengthen your Venus? So I'll be meeting you very soon in my next video. Till then, take care and God bless.